It's been a long time coming here, hasn't it? 3.5 years of solid work to get to today, the 10th of March. Just to outline for us what's at stake for Emirates Team New Zealand going out today.
Yeah, obviously a huge time. So much work has gone in by the whole team to get to this point. Today's day one of the America's Cup, and we're really excited to get out there and give it a good push. We know we've done the work. The boat's fast. Everyone's in a good space, so we're just looking forward to getting out and putting down a good performance.
Blair, there's a lot of belief around the team, and as we see today, a proud nation here to support you. What's the feeling like inside Emirates Team New Zealand today?
Obviously a huge amount of pride for us to represent Aotearoa New Zealand, to race for the America's Cup, to defend it on home waters is huge, and the team's just soaking that up. We know we've done the work. The boat's going well. Now it's down to us just getting out there and putting down a good performance. But we know the Italians they've come through a really tight Challenger Series. They've sailed well. They've improved a lot, so it's going to be a heck of a battle.
There's been much chat about the Italians and their aggressive execution, particularly in the sort of critical pre-starts. And the forecast today is potentially in their sweet zone. How close could today's clash be, and what's the game plan going into it?
Today's a really interesting day here in Auckland. It's a northwesterly breeze, so a prefrontal flow, so normally quite shifty in those conditions. It could be a real range of conditions, anywhere from 10 knots right up to 18 knots, quite dependent on what sort of rain cloud we get. We know they're going to bring a really strong game. They are strong in the pre-starts. But in saying that, both teams have been doing a lot of work in the last month or so, and that's just been developing. Everyone's strategy's been changing, so I don't think the pre-starts you saw in the Christmas Cup, the pre-starts in the early stages of the Challenger Series and then into the finals will be the same ones you see in the America's Cup proper. Everyone's developing, and we're just looking forward to getting out there and getting a couple of good ones on the board today.
Well, Shannon, it's been 21 years since Luna Rossa left the dock to face Emirates Team New Zealand for the America's Cup. And here the team is again. I mean, this is a massive day. As you all get ready to leave this morning, describe the mood in the team. I mean, how's the nerves?
Ultimately, I don't think the nerves are there in a way that the whole team, not only the sailing team, but you feel all 100+ people are ready to race. It's been a very strange start to the match because we've already had a few days of postponement. So we're on, day 3 of what would have been scheduled racing, and it's good to finally get going.
The bookies and the pundits have the Kiwis as clear favourites. How will Luna Rossa approach this match? How aggressive is it potentially going to be?
I think Philippe, our coach Philippe Presti, brought up a good point in the debrief we just had, which is we need to sail our own race, especially today, straight off the bat. We've had a really good series through the Prada Cup, and we don't need to change anything drastically when facing a new boat. So I think today will be a day of assessment, and understanding how boat speeds differ, how styles change and so on. But I don't think it's a question. It's trusting the process, what we've done, what we've improved on, and then as the series goes on, I think as you saw in San Francisco, then you can make the changes. But I don't think it's going to be a question. I think both teams might have this approach. It'll be interesting to see.
So often the weather can play a part in the results. I mean, how happy is the team with what they see in today's forecast, and how much does the predicted conditions really play to your strengths?
I think New Zealand and Auckland in particular, with the race courses that we have, weather is always a very difficult thing to predict. So Kapi, our meteorologist, today has a pretty wide range of conditions that we could see, and the reality is we're on course echo, and we've never had a northwest gradient for any training or sailing, so it's new for us, maybe for Team New Zealand too. The great thing is it's going to be the sailors that'll have to be eyes out of the boat, looking for those shifts and that pressure, and seeing where those ladders are.
It's been 3.5 years' work for, as you say, probably 100 plus people working solidly and with passion to get to this moment. Just perhaps describe, this morning, this feeling as the boat's about to be put in the water.
as you say, it's not just 11 guys on board, it's a full team effort. But not only the 110 people, also all the families that came to New Zealand. And the reality is we're only, the final building blocks of 20 years of foundation that have been laid down thanks to Patrizio and Prada and all the sailors that sailed for Rossa, in the last 2 decades. So even if there's 2 guys on board, maybe that were in that first one or have been involved like from the very start, we're just continuing that journey, and I think it'd be great to see a new nation lift up the cup for Italy, for Europe, for sailing.